Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Concert Spot Live. I'm Mike Alley, and we're part of 48 Live Productions, a concert promoter here on the East Coast, and taking this time when we're all kind of at home to do some other things, but still talk about concerts and touring with some of your favorite artists. And I'm excited about today's guest. I also want to, of course, welcome all of our friends who watch us via our sister ministry at 95.1 Shine FM. Thank you for being part of our live stream today as well. Hey, I hope that you will take a minute and follow us on all of our social media. The nice part is it's very simple. We're The Concert Spot on all social media across the board. So we're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all of that. So you can find us there. Hope that you'll also visit our website at theconcertspot.com. And there, go over to the Insiders page. That's where you can sign up to become an email insider. And that gets you special information like pre-sale codes and things like that, back when we're doing concerts again. So take your time to do that now and get signed up today. Well, I am very excited about this next guest that we've had. He's just one of those folks that I think the word prolific fits him best when it comes to not only his songwriting, but his performing. I can't even count the number of shows that we've done together. So I'm just going to bring him in. And will you please welcome Matthew West?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I was setting up for this call, and I told you before we went live that just as I clicked the camera on, there was a plumber working underneath my recording studio, and all of a sudden it just sounded like 1,000 toilets flushing. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to move this interview to the main residence of the West House. And so it's good to talk to you. And that would have been very embarrassing if all the pipes burst while I was talking to you. So.
Dude, this is how meetings are nowadays.
Yeah,
I mean, whether it's that or kids running in the picture or spouse, coming out of, dressing room, whatever. It's all weird.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Or my dog barking, which I'm sure he will do any minute now. So, but it's just because he loves him some Mike Alley, wants to say hi. So just take any interruption, just take it as a greeting from the West family to you, bud.
Well, thank you. And thank you for taking a little time. We talk about this whole time being, shut down or lockdown, but you have definitely taken a lot of this time off the road to be doing a whole bunch of other things. And we're going to talk about all of them. But I want to specifically talk to you a little about touring and tour life, because most of the times I think some of the questions that I get the most being a concert promoter and what we do with live events is, what happens the rest of the day? We come, we buy our ticket, we go in, we see the show, but what's life like behind the scenes, like the rest of the time? And so that's part of the reason we've done this, is to get that, like your perspective on that, because you also have a different perspective from what we do when we show up to set up the concert. You're on a bus coming from another place where you did a show the night before, and your life runs in these cycles of, 4 days on the road and then 3 days at home and back and forth like that. So for you, and especially now with a wife and 2 kids and Nick the dog, how is that balance go with that? Has it been tougher or easier over the years? I mean, your family kind of has to buy into what you do.
Well, that's such a true statement. I mean, your family does have to buy in and really adjust. I think of there's a term that we use in music most of the time. You think of the word rhythm, you think of music. Sometimes, in conversations like this, I think of the word rhythm in relation to my life, and that, most people have one rhythm that they get into in their life. They go to work, they come home, they've got, they go to the gym, it's all set in stone. They kind of get into that rhythm. And one of the things about my life that's unique is that there's really contrasting rhythms going on in my life from one season to the next. So when I'm with you and playing a concert and you guys are promoting, and I'm on tour, that's a totally different rhythm of life. I mean, I'm talking polar opposites. It's almost the equivalent of a bus driver's life. You know, a bus driver, our tour bus driver sleeps all day, and then he's awake all night driving us. And then, you know, when he comes off the road, it's like, imagine how weird his life must feel. It's not unlike that for me, you know, that when I'm on the road, I'm waking up later in the morning because I'm staying up later at night. So some of just the logistical parts of the touring experience. And honestly, one of the words that comes to mind when I think about touring, I think of exhausting. You know, the Bible talks about not growing weary in well-doing. I'll just tell you, I cling to that scripture when I'm on tour because it's an exhausting experience, but it feels like you're doing something good and something worthwhile. And so it's equally exhausting and life-giving at the same time. But there is that readjustment to a totally different rhythm when I come home from the road. So like you said, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in this rhythm. I'm up late. I'm saying hi to people, talking with fans till late into the night. Then I go on the bus and I'm all wired because it was such a great night. That show, that crowd in Baltimore was amazing. You know, Mike got us burger cookies and all that stuff. And then we're watching sports or something, or maybe eating some wings. And then you go to bed about 3 a.m. And then you wake up later in the day and go get some lunch. So then after 4 days of that, then you come home and guess what? I got to be up at 6:30 in the morning because my kids got to get to school. My wife's been doing it without me. So I got to take over and hop into dad mode. And dad rhythm is a totally different thing. I've been in dad mode the last 4 months, you know, which is really, for the first time in my life, I feel like I've been in one rhythm. And to be totally honest with you, I feel healthy because there's not that push and pull. You know, I'm not getting to the airport at 4 a.m. and then having to be up and going for 20 hours. So it's definitely an adjustment, Mike. And, you know, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but my family does have to buy in, and they're incredibly supportive. My daughters love the rhythm of the road. They love the lifestyle of late nights and pizza on the bus.
Well, and you've brought them out. I mean, many times over the years, you have them out on the road. The whole family will come out from time to time, and so
and that's been good too because and my wife, like, seeing how exhausting it is on the road. It's kind of like when my wife leaves me with the kids and goes for a weekend with her friends or something. You're like, oh, okay, I have a whole new respect and appreciation for the job that she does. Right. Likewise, when we're on the road, I think she is reminded that I'm not goofing around on the road. Like, it literally is a lot of work. And but yeah, my favorite times on tour have been when I've gotten to bring my family with me. And then it doesn't feel like dad's job, Mike. It feels like our family mission. And that's really what it is at the end of the day.
What's the best thing and the worst thing about life on a bus?
I'll start with the worst thing.
Okay.
It's the 11 other dudes on the bus with you. It's the smell after Taco Tuesday. It's it's the sneakers and the especially like when we're in summer festival season. I mean, we're out there, playing in July, August, and it's just, 100 degrees and everybody's just dripping sweat, and then you got to get back on a tour bus. And so I make everybody go to the hotel first and get cleaned up. I was going to say a lot of Febreze. And, and a lack, so the challenge is, is living, you're doing life with people, and there's going to be upsides and downsides. Finding some personal space is definitely a challenge, and something that's really important too. So, and respecting everybody's personal space. I'd say the best part of it is the camaraderie and the laughter and the jokes and oh, did you see what happened on stage tonight? What? Or somebody in the crowd does something crazy and we all laugh about it out afterwards. Or, being on a spring tour in March like when March Madness is taking place, Mike, oh my gosh, like we've all got our brackets filled out, or in the fall, when NFL football kicks off, and we're all watching the games and having a blast. So, I get to tour with people that I love, and I think I'm their boss technically. So sometimes I feel a little bit like Michael Scott in The Office, where they're my friends, but I don't know that they would invite me to their party because I'm
Right.
the boss. But when we're on the bus, it just feels like, it's a bunch of guys, enjoying life and encouraging each other and having fun too, and laughing about it.
Is there something on the bus? Is there something that you specifically are super picky about because you do get to be the boss?
Well, it's funny because in the West house, I'm the messy one. Like, I mean, my wife, she gets so mad at me because like I'll come home and she's like, look, this house is not your hotel room. This is not the Hilton Garden Inn. You have to pick up after yourself. And it's just bad habits from the road. So put this into perspective that on our tour bus, I'm actually the neat freak on our tour bus. How messed up is that? That'll tell you how messy these guys are. So that's definitely like the cleanliness on the bus. And honestly, that's one of the things that makes COVID a challenge among a lot of other factors. Like when you're a group of people on a tour bus traveling, we're all sharing the same air, and so that's a challenge, but we definitely try to keep it clean. And then I'm a big coffee snob, and you and I have that in common. So I need some good coffee on the bus and try to make sure that takes place.
Gotcha. Got the iced coffee with me today. So, because it's steamy.
I've been in iced coffee. Yeah, I've been on an iced coffee kick myself here at the house. It's so hot in Nashville. It's hot everywhere. I mean, It's been a hot summer, but that iced coffee, that'll do me right.
Well, as we said, you have been keeping it busy and doing lots of things. And before we kind of get into some of the specific event things or ways that people can connect with you, one thing I have to mention is this little known production that you do that is on your Instagram. It's an amazing piece of work. I found it uplifting and encouraging and inspiring and comedic. It's called Puppies in a Field.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
How did that? So if anybody hasn't seen it, it's you in some field, I guess, near your house with Nick the dog. And somehow I guess Nick gets off the leash and just runs like a crazy dog.
Yeah.
There's Nick. There you go. The star of Puppies in the Field.
They're talking about you, Nicky. You want me to pet that belly? Let me get that belly.
Oh,
he's resting up right now for another episode of Puppies in a Field. We go and we live by this huge horse park, like this big farm, and it's not my farm, not my horses, but I don't know, one day, I think it was around Thanksgiving, I was being goofy and I take the dog for a walk, and it's amazing. This dog is so smart. The trainer said it, but he's so smart that he knows how not to obey, but like make you think he's going to obey. And so he is just really smart. And so I started this stupid Instagram stories, just like pretending that I was making some sort of a show, and I call it Puppies in a Field. And basically it's me trying to talk peaceful, and I'm in this field. And today we find our puppy Nick gallivanting through fields of green, and then I'm like trying to control the dog, but I'm completely losing my temper, like, sit down right now. And then I go back to the calm voice, and it's a little Will Ferrell inspired. I think most of my comedic timing comes from the great Will Ferrell, but and so it just, people go, hey, when we gonna see another Puppies in the Field? And the irony is nothing happens. There's, in every episode, not one thing happens other than the dog disobeying me and me losing my cool. So who knows? Maybe I'm going to start a whole franchise, and this will be a big Puppies in a Field. At one point, I captured him pooping, and I thought, well, there's Puppies in a Field. That's a whole spinoff. Puppies in a pool, puppies. It can be anything you want it to be, Mike. If you'd like to invest in this project, I'd like to tell you about an exciting investment opportunity.
That's it. Producer. I'll take an executive producer credit. Right. Yeah, it was. Hey, look, anytime I can show my 18-year-old son something and he laughs at it, you're on point. You're on point there.
Well, I've never been good at taking myself too seriously, and I especially feel like the world needs to laugh right now, And so, for me, that's always been just kind of part of my personality, just kind of laughing, having a good time, and not taking myself very seriously. And I take the music very seriously and the ministry very seriously, but man, I want to have fun doing it and put a smile on people's faces. So if it's coming up with dumb things like that, then so be it, man. I hope people get to smile during this time.
Yeah. Well, Matthew, we were talking about your family, and I just want to say, because your family also is really great. And we've got a couple of shots of everybody there.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Your girls are wonderful. And they are so, like we said, not only supportive of what you do, but they're also supportive to jump into everything. Like the center picture there, of course, is from your quarantine life video. And they, everybody was all in and, being a part of it and just having fun with you on that.
Yeah, songwriting's always been a release for me. And, sometimes you're releasing discouragement, sometimes you're releasing prayers, and sometimes you're just releasing the crazy, And the quarantine life was releasing the crazy. It was me and the girls on a walk talking about the things that we were missing. And, it's all first world, being good.
Sure.
Oh, I miss going to Target and shopping for 2 hours, and I miss going to Starbucks. And so I turned all those I misses into a song, and we called it Quarantine Life. And then we shot a little iPhone video at the house. And I was giving my fans a hard time. I was like, people were listening to that song so many times. I was like, y'all, you're listening to Quarantine Life more than all my songs about Jesus, man. What's wrong with you? But again, just a chance to laugh. And as a West family, one of the greatest gifts that I could share with the people who follow me is the gift that I've been given in my wife and my daughters. I mean, they're just incredible people. They love Jesus. And I think they're just as much influencers as I am. And so, I love it. I love that kids who listen to my music can get to know my kids and see the examples that they set. I love that moms out there who listen to my music, get to know Mrs. West and follow her on Instagram and can be encouraged by her. It is a family mission. So, but Quarantine Life, man, that was so much fun to make. And a lot of people, I think, could relate to some of the lyrics in that song.
Well, for sure. And you're not slowing down. You are doing, you've been doing the Quarantine Time, which you just did a little earlier today, every Wednesday. For folks on the East Coast, it starts at 12:30, but it's 11:30 Central. And you've been doing that a lot of times with your dad, where it's music and it's a little scripture and just kind of a little bit of devotion time. And then you've also got something coming up next week called Westfest. So tell us quickly about what Westfest is.
Yeah, so that, we started doing those quiet times every day, and then we've moved it to weekly now, but just kind of our way of giving a little midday spiritual encouragement to people. But, all the summer festivals getting canceled, Mike, has been a real disappointment for my band and I. And, we've done a lot of different virtual performances, but most of it's been just me, because up until recently, it really hasn't been deemed even safe for the musicians to be gathered together so much. So we decided we'd come up with our own little version of a summer festival. And it's going to be on Wednesday, August 5th, like you just showed. And, the big thing is we wanted to make it super affordable. too, because a lot of times we're doing concerts for free, but the quality is just, you set up your phones or your computer and it's just not very good quality.
Sure.
This is actually going to be filmed with the same film company who directed my last music video. So my latest music video. So it's going to be really cool. I got a special guest speaker who a lot of people know and love her books. I'm getting ready to announce that here in a couple days, and it's just going to be a fun chance to get some of my band members together, and we're going to be playing music, and people also get to vote for the set list. So when they buy their ticket, I think we made it $10 for everybody. $10. Your family cannot watch the whole show, but know that it's going to be, shot in high def, and it's going to look legit and sound legit. It's going to be a lot of fun. But then people also get to have a say in which songs we play. So I was a little worried that they would gather together and all vote for a Christmas song in August. But so we'll see what they vote for.
Well, very cool. That is great. And also want to make sure we plug, because it's coming up this weekend, is the thing you're doing with the TBN, the Museum of the Bible.
Yeah.
A great special with a lot of different artists. So tell us just a quick little bit about that.
Well, it's really cool, Mike. Have you been to the Museum of the Bible yet, Mike?
I haven't been down there yet. I got to get down. It's right down the road from me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it blew me away. It's unbelievable. It's a kind of a goosebump visit, because it just for those who are Christ followers to go to this museum and be guided through this incredible journey, it just reminds you that what you believe is real and that it's a story that has lasted throughout history and that we get to be a part of it. And so not many people are able to travel and visit this incredible museum right now. And so the museum wanted to bring the museum into people's homes, and gave me the opportunity to travel through the museum and highlight some different exhibits and really share I'm kind of doing some teaching, some devotional encouragement from the museum, coupled with some all new performances by some of everybody's favorite artists. So it became something way bigger than I even thought it was going to be, but it's turned into a 2-part special now that's going to take place on TVN on Friday the 31st, as well as Friday the August 7th. So I really think, look, the world we're living in right now, and people are finding out day by day that the foundation they thought was a firm one is crumbling beneath their feet, whether it's our finances, our jobs, our politicians, whatever it may be. This is a special for such a time as this, to remind us that the firm foundation we can stand on and know that it won't fail us is God's love and God's promises in God's word. And so that's really the whole theme. But I'm in the Museum of the Bible, walking through this section that looks like Nazareth, and I'm following the footsteps of Jesus. And then we go to a performance of Zach Williams singing his hit "There Was Jesus." It's powerful.
Wow, looking forward to that. And again, that's going to be on TBN starting this weekend, the 31st.
Yeah.
All right. Well, time is rapidly running away. So shotgun time. This is what we call our 5 questions. So quick answer. And here we go. Other than your Bible and your phone, what's the one thing you don't go on tour without?
I would say my coffee.
Your coffee. Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
It's always a good day when you walk into catering and see what?
When I see Mike Alley, man. When I see my buddy. That's when I know it's going to be. That's a true story. That's when I know it's going to be a good day. When I see his team, when I see your team, and know that we're going to be well taken care of. True story.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it, and I'll send the check. Favorite, if everything's going well, it's been a great day of load-in, and you've got time in the afternoon, and you get off-site. What's your favorite off-site activity? Where do you go?
Yeah, I love to go get an exercise in. That's super important for me. It helps me feel loose for the show when I get a chance to go for a run or do a workout at the hotel gym. I've seen the inside of many hotel gyms, and and then that also helps justify the pizza that I might eat after the show. I also, my band and I, we love to find local coffee shops and local eateries. And I mean, you and I, man, we like, what do they call it? We're foodies.
That's it.
Yeah. I love to find like local spots, and, I love fresh seafood. So I always love coming to the Baltimore area.
It's always good. So outside of course, just being on the road with the guys, when you've got your earbuds in, are you a podcast, audiobook, or a playlist guy?
Yeah, so I would say all of the above.
Okay.
I've been listening to a ton of podcasts lately. I've been kind of down this rabbit hole of the Enneagram, and really kind of doing some work on me lately. Just I don't know. When quarantine hit, Mike, I went into survival mode and I've been working my butt off, just developing all these different things, writing songs and you name it. And then I felt like just the Lord whispering to me over the last few months, like, Matthew, you're doing all this work, but don't let this season pass without me working on you. Let me work on you, and so I don't know. So sometimes my quiet times will extend to listening to a podcast. I love, Pastor Rick Warren in California. He does a purpose-driven life, but he puts his sermons on. I'll pop his sermon on while I'm going for a walk, or listening to some Enneagram podcasts, just kind of learning what makes me tick and how to become the best version of me. So, but lately it's been dominated by podcasts. But I'm always listening to music too. Always listening to music.
Cool.
And I love audiobooks too, Mike. I don't know which one are you on those three? All of them?
Probably right now, probably more podcasts than anything. So
yeah,
well, if I've got the earbuds in.
If you like podcasts, then I got a pretty neat surprise coming your way.
All right. Well, we'll be watching for that.
Yeah, very soon. Okay. I think you're going to enjoy it. Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea. All right. Fifth and final question. Favorite road snack? What do you got to have on the bus?
What do I got to have and what do I want to have? I need what I need is some fresh fruits and vegetables, but what I want are some Nutter Butters and, and some Jets pizza or something like that, man.
All right.
But yeah, and I eat a bunch of protein bars too. They taste like cardboard, but they make me feel like I'm getting healthy.
I'm with you there. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that need. So, Matthew, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. And we can't wait till we get back out on the road and do this again.
Dude, I miss you and I miss your team. Miss your listeners, and you're the fans that come to your guys' shows. The shows that we put on together. I mean, some of the best memories I've had. Just incredible experiences. And so, I have a feeling that when it's safe to do this all again, and we're joining together again, that people are going to be singing louder than ever before. And I'm so excited about that. And I believe that day's coming. So, but it's just good to see your face again, dude. And
yours too.
I miss getting to hang with you. So,
yep, we do too. So we're looking forward to it. But we're excited about all the things coming up that we get to see you on. So that'll be cool. And
don't worry, man. I'll never stop coming up with ways for people to get tired of seeing my face.
All right. Thanks, Matthew. You have a great one.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you for being a part of the Concert Spot Live today. We are here every Wednesday at 3:00. So we hope that you'll chime back in with us again coming up next week. Again, follow us. We're on all of the social medias at theconcertspot.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're there at the Concert Spot as well. In the meantime, you have a great week. Take care.